they came down to here. They came out of the Crystal Palace and up that way and come down, and they met right here with Doc Holliday at Happer's liquor store. Then they turned and went over to Fremont and turned and went down the street to the left and turned around Fly's studio and just turned around and just started shooting. There wasn't no stand up.
Wasn't a stand up.
Throw up your hands and all this. It was
a murder.
It was pretty much.
Yeah.
And the only reason the Earps didn't get hurt really bad, or Doc Holliday, because it wasn't him.
Yeah.
The guys didn't get a chance.
Did the gang actually get a shot off?
They got quite a few shots off.
Okay.
They hit Virgil Earp in the shoulder, and they hit the other brother in between them in the leg. Mm-hmm. But that started the big battle.
But that's not much of a story, though, is it?
No.
If it's just call it an ambush.
My great-grandfather had an assay office just across the street.
Yeah.
On the far corner. And he watched the whole thing as they walked around the corner. The stagecoach went by, and there was a lot of dust.
Yeah.
And they just walked around the corner and started firing.
Wow.
My granddad and my great-granddad used to cuss the Earps. Damn 10%ers. Come into the town and take 10% of everything you touch. And Mountain Maid and several of the other mining claims down on this end of town, patenting claims, they won in the Oriental Saloon. He was dealing heroin. Wyatt Earp was.
Really?
And when they got down on the money, they put the claim up.
They threw the claims in?
They just take it. And they were here for about 18 months total.
Really? That's all?
Yeah, that's all. They were here 18 months. And then they left here. And Doc Holliday went to Glenwood Springs, Colorado, and went into a sanitarium.
Sanitarium, yeah.
And he died there.
Yeah, he had tuberculosis, right? Yeah.
Virgil Earp went up to a little town in California. Even though he was crippled in his left arm, he was a deputy marshal there until he died. Yeah. Him and his wife. The other brother was killed here in town. They had a billiards hall up there. Can't remember the name of it. Anyway, guy come up to the back door and shot him with a double barrel shotgun across the booth there. Then Virgil Earp was coming across by the Oriental there, and the building across, catty corner across the street was about half built, and they shot him in the arm, in the left arm, crippled him for the rest of his life with a double up butt.
So he always gets shot in the same place twice, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, bad.
And then they gathered up and they left here and they went to Contention, where the railroad came through.
Yeah.
And they went on to Tucson. And they took the younger Earp body onto California for burial, along with Virgil and his wife and younger Earp that got.
What happened to Wyatt?
Wyatt came back, tied up with Doc Holliday, and they used to. The group here, the outlaws here, wore red sashes. That was their mark, the red sash.
Yeah.
Gang Clantons and McClourys, and he came back and killed them all.
Really?
The only one he didn't kill was Ike Clanton, and he got away from him. And 2 years later, he was shot up in the back in Tucson. So then Wyatt Earp married Josephine Baker, and they left here and went to California. And from California, they went to Alaska and spent quite a bit of time gold mining in Alaska. And then they came back to California, and he died in 1923. Wyatt Earp died in 1923 in California, in Hollywood. And he, John Mix and a lot of those old time actors, they all came and they were all brothers.
Huh?
Well, man,
That's a heck of a story, John. I don't think I've ever heard it told that way.
that's the way it was around here. You know, you can, all these people come here and they want to write a big story and they put a lot of hoopla in it. Most of the people here were very common.
Yeah.
Everyday working people. They work the mines. They work the restaurants. You know, right there on the corner was Hop Singh's restaurant, and he caught it on fire with a grease fire in the kitchen and burned most of the town down. And then on the other end of town, out of Hafford's liquor store, a guy rolled a barrel of whiskey out on the boardwalk, and
he's the one that lit himself on fire, right?
Checking the whiskey to see how much was left in it and whether it went bad and mash or whatever. And he dropped the cigar ashes in there and exploded it, killed him and burned 3/4 of the town down. So
When was that?
that was in 1884.
Yeah.
And then in 1889, the Chinese restaurant burned it down again.